Hello everyone, this is HunterTube back again with yet another 80th anniversary review video. And as you can tell, we are on the floor this time instead of the computer desk. So this item is a bit bigger than the last few. So today we will be taking a look at the Engine Celebration Pack, which is an Amazon exclusive. Now, I bet some of you are wondering, why the heck did I buy this pack if I have a better Percy, a better Thomas, and a better Gordon? Well, this actually isn't the Engine Celebration Pack. This is actually a package from one of my good friends known as Hayz, aka the Certified Sanji. So, he didn't have a box for this. The original package he was going to send it in was too small, so he just put it in the Celebration Pack box. But anyway, inside this box is something special. It is not the Celebration Engines, because it says, it don't, lol. But it is packed inside the Engine Celebration box, so we shall take a look at it quickly. And there's the back, which has nothing on it, except a bunch of gobbledygook. But there is a big piece of duct tape along the sides here. And inside this box is a item that I thought I wasn't going to get to complete the 80th collection. It is one of the two one pieces of the 80th anniversary line. And by that, you can probably tell that it's like one of two things. So let's open this box, shall we? Alright, so I've got the scissors here, and I'm gonna rip this duct tape. This might be a bit hard to do. Oh no, that was easy. Thought it was gonna be harder since it's duct tape, you know? And I'm probably gonna have to do the... Am I gonna have to do the bottom? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do all the sides, rip all the sides open with the scissor. So this is gonna take a little bit of time. Then we gotta do the side here. Yep, that's one flap. Coming in to do this side. Alright, and then all we got is, I can hear something rolling around in there. It's probably the extra something Hayz threw in. Yeah, right, we do it from the side here. There. And that is enough? No, it is not enough. This is not how I expected this to go. Alright, we're in. And inside this, is that enough or not? It is not enough. Okay, there. Come on, there we go. Alrighty. Inside this box, not only do we have, let's just take a look at the artwork first, because there's the, what everyone thought was AI, but it's not. It's just a very crudely, weirdly put together version of Thomas with take-along-ish looking wheels, and interesting proportions. But, and then down here we have the illustration, which features Thomas, Percy, Gordon, James, and Henry, which I would just realized Henry doesn't even have his number. But yeah, they've all got weird proportions, and everyone thought this was AI, but it is not. And first, let's get the extra thing out of the way. We have a Minis Steelworks Percy. So this is my, I already have this mini, so this is my second one now. And before we get to the main attraction. We have the note, which reads, "Hello, Hunter. Please enjoy this 80th Thomas. Also doing a Steelworks Percy Mini as a bonus. Make this Thomas feel welcome to your Trackmaster layout. All the best, Hayz." And with that, we can get to the real thing, which is
the One Piece!
Ladies and gentlemen,
the One Piece is real!
Okay, so before we even get to looking at this thing, let me tell you the whole story behind how I finally got this thing. So, before this this plan even happened, the original way I wanted to get this thing was from Mr. Milan, aka the Milan Toon channel, cause I was going to give him the All Engines Go Construction 5-pack if he managed to find this at like a Day Out with Thomas event or something, and it was gonna be like for the big Christmas trade of the year. But sadly, in the one time he managed to go to Strasbourg, he couldn't find it. So I honestly thought I wasn't gonna ever get a chance to get this thing again. But then, just a few days ago, at the time of recording this, because this is probably gonna be uploaded like a few days later or so, Hayz decided that he wanted to list his new in-box Day Out with Thomas model on eBay, since he ordered another one that he was going to keep in box. And taking a closer look at this, I can kind of see why he wanted a different one to keep new in box, because there's a weird smear right here. A very weird smear right here on like the plastic blister. But Hayz was originally gonna list this for $25 plus shipping. And then I came up with the deal like, what if it was $20 plus the $5 shipping? Then it'd be only $10 over the Day Out with Thomas retail price, and I'd still get a decent bang for my buck, as basically I wouldn't be paying way too overpriced, but I'd still be paying a little bit over. And Hayz accepted the deal, and we went for it. And now I have one of the two One Pieces in my collection, and we are going to take a closer look at it. So first, we are going to take a look at this box. So up in the corner here, we have the Fisher-Price logo, which is very small. And then we have the Day Out with Thomas 2025 logo. Next to it is the 80th anniversary logo. And then up here, we have the promo of the prototype version of this. And if you don't believe me, I have got the Mattel archive book right here. And you can see that it is the exact same promo here. Just with the obvious All Engines Go troublesome truck top with a weird face, a weird hybrid face, cut out of the shot. But yeah, the prototype has a painted mouth, but right here in the box we can see the Day Out with Thomas and the special frosting truck, and it says it's an exclusive, and it says Motorized on the side. And if we go to the back, this is the only 80th Motorized item to be done in the style of one of the older All Engines Go boxes, where we have a giant promo of the character as seen in like the box, because this is the stuff that like the All Engines Go stuff would do, where they put like a front promo of like the character as seen in the box, but this time it's the actual model. And up here it says Day Out with Thomas 2025 Thomas, and we got all the legal blah blah, the Mattel thing there. Underneath, we got Thomas claiming the barcode, and the production date is 14th day of 2025, so that would have been January 14th, 2025. And that makes this guy basically the first of the 80th items that was produced. So now that we took a look at this guy's box, let's get him out of this box. Alright, coming in for the unboxing, I'm gonna take the instructions out first because I want to see, are these still, oh my gosh. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? It's still the same stupid instructions that they didn't bother to change. Why? We're just gonna toss that aside. Alright, now let's get to Thomas. Alright. Let's carefully open this. Alright, coming in from the back. I don't wanna wreck this too much. Alright. We're in. Past the 80th. And I ripped the promo a little bit. Whoops. Alright. Out comes the truck. There's the truck. And out comes Thomas. Ended up tearing the whole thing. Whoopsies. But yeah. Here he is. Here's the boy. Wow. Yeah. Here he is out of the box. Alright. Now let's take a closer look at this guy, shall we? So, here is the front. Here is his nice face, which is actually different from the Greatest Moments face. The eyes are looking in like the same direction, but the eyebrows are actually different. They're pointed more up instead of like more of like a cheeky look. But yeah, the eyes are about the same, except this one seems to be printed a little brighter. Before we get onto the side decals, one difference with this one is that this is the only Thomas, well, this is the other Thomas, other than the talking one, to have the running board be done in a brighter shade of red compared to like the Greatest Moment, where the red is a bit more darker and more faded. And another thing is that this is the only Thomas, the only one of these 80th models, to have the switch be in the exact same bright red as the All Engines Go models. Because if you compare these switches to each other, this one's a bit more of a, like the same dark red as like the running board there. But this one is very bright in terms of its red. And if we grab Donald over here, you can see that the switches are basically the same tone in red. So yeah, this is the only 80th model where the switch is like bright red like this. But anyway, let's get on to the other details, like the side. We have the normal Thomas details. We got the nice confetti added as well. We got the birthday banner. It says Day Out with Thomas 2025. And on the other side, it says party. And we got all the confetti. We don't have the Day Out with Thomas 2025. Is the rivet placement the same? That's my question. We have rivets up here, a total of 3. Total of 3 there. We got all our rivets on the back, like we do here. We got all the rivets around here. Then we got the ones down there, they're kind of more hidden on this side, but they're there on that side. A total of 3. They also look a lot better. They look printed a lot nicer on this one compared to this one. Maybe it's just the version of the model that I have. No, I'm just looking at the art. The arches look weird on this one. They look a bit more prominent on this one. It's just the weird printing. But yeah, here's his underneath. There's that nice production date. Here's the back, which is nothing special. And here's the top, which has a nice big print of frosting with sprinkles. And then the front cab sticker is a special one where he's got frosting on his windows. And it also seems to be a bit of a brighter shade of blue. Or like a different shade of blue, because the windows look a little darker in yellow compared to this one. You can see there's like a slightly darker shade of yellow. But yeah, that was Thomas. And now we're gonna pop some batteries in him. Alright, I've got my trusty screwdriver here, and we're gonna unscrew Thomas and reveal his chassis. Yeah, you can really see how bright red that switch is. I'm just gonna unscrew this one quickly. Actually, I'm not too sure. Is the chassis totally black? Or is it that Uranus gray color? It looks to be... It definitely looks to be the Uranus gray. Let me pull up Donald here. Yep, that is the same Uranus gray color as the other 80 of Thomas's. So, the only difference in this chassis is the switch color, where it's bright red instead of like the more darker red. But, one thing I noticed between these things is if we unscrew Donald here, is that the switch is not the exact same as the All Engines Go ones, because this thicker part is actually lower in height compared to the All Engines Go one. And the reason for that is because the 80th Thomas will not fit nicely onto the All Engines Go chassis. So they had to shorten that thicker part to make it work. Anyway, let's pop some batteries in this guy, shall we? At least I know whose chassis is whose, thanks to the switch color. Yeah, he's a goer. Alright. Let's pop his screw back in. And I will screw the others in off camera. But yeah, he's a goer. So now that we took a look at Thomas, let's take a look at his little troublesome truck here. So here is the front. And also, this face here, despite being the same mold as the other two, is actually a brand new face mold. Well, face print, I should say. Because this one here has the full teeth and is looking straight head on. And this one here has the open mouth and is looking that way. Well, this one has a open mouth with teeth, and his eyes are looking off that way. So this is now the third, technically fourth, if you count the weird hybrid one from the Muddy Thomas. The fourth troublesome truck face print they've made for the CGI truck faces. I honestly don't know if they're gonna use this specific print again. This might be exclusive to this one only. But on the side here, he's got bits of frosting coming out of him. And he's got a red undercarriage, which is interesting, and he's got blue wheels. The red undercarriage and like the colored wheels of the engine make it sort of feel like an All Engines Go thing. And then here's the back, and there's a bit plain, and then here's the other side, which has a different look to the frosting drips. So that's a nice variation. And then the underneath looks like this. And yeah, that was the frosting troublesome truck. And that there was the lot of goodies I had purchased from Hayz. So now what do you say we take this guy down to the layout to give him a good run along with the other 80th engines. And that was the running session of the Day Out with Thomas 2025 Motorized. So that marks the end of this video, and I would like to give another special thanks to Hayz for making this special deal for me so I could at least get this model and not have to pay a bajillion dollars for it, because there is no way I was ever gonna pay $80 to $90 for this thing, because that is ridiculous. So I am glad I managed to get him for a nice deal that wasn't too much over his standard retail price. And thank you so much, Hayz, for coming up with the special deal for him, and also giving me the extra little bonuses in the package as well. And with that, this is HunterTube saying thanks for watching, bye for now, and I will see you in the next video. And I, Thomas, promise that the next video will not be a review. It will be something very special, so stay tuned.